All right, so I had like two video ideas. One of them I literally lost my footage for. I put it in my editing software, and then somehow I accidentally deleted the footage of the gameplay that I was gonna use. And if you're wondering, it was based on Fallout London, but that's long past. I don't really want to talk about it now. I had a whole review set up, everything. I did all the voiceover and everything, and then I go in my files and it's not there. I was like, where did it go? And I guess when I was cleaning my computer, those files somehow got interlaced with that and then gone, completely gone. So I go to my editing software. I was like, okay, well, I saved it here, so hopefully, but no, everything was gone. It was all the files were corrupted. So that was fun. And then I had a different idea to just do another commentary video about upcoming games and stuff like that. And when I was filming that, it was a rough week. It was a rough week. I got a new promotion at my job, and there was some stress and other stuff I had to do, family stuff. So that was unable to happen basically because I didn't have time to edit. I didn't have time to record. Anyways, so now I'm basically kind of settling down from that last 2 weeks, and I'm on here. And during that last 2 weeks, I was able to do a few things. One of those was replaying the Middle Earth games, which I'm going to be making a video about those eventually because I really want to go back and talk about how incredible those games are. And then also, that's besides the point, but also, I saw a trailer for the upcoming game Black Myth Wukong, which, by the way, I've seen the other trailers for, and I was like, okay, interesting, not for me, goodbye. I saw the most recent trailer, and I was like, okay, interesting, this is definitely for me, I'm going to play it. So I already pre-ordered the game, Deluxe Edition, and I'm waiting till the day it launches because that recent trailer was enough to get me a little bit hyped for it. But in the normal way where I'm not like overly hyped, I'm not expecting certain things from it. I'm just expecting a decent game, hopefully. If it's good, it's good. But it's definitely got my eye on it now, and it got me to pre-order it from that trailer. So we'll see. I've done my research on it, and I just wanted to come in here and just kind of talk about like what I found out about the game. So a few things. I noticed that in the recent trailer, the gameplay looks a little bit less like a Souls-like than I thought it would, and it looks more like an action RPG. When I did some more research about that, I found out that the developers did say that they wanted it to be more approachable and more of just like a action game, because in the actual myth that it's based on, it's called The Journey to the West. The character Wukong, he's actually very powerful. So basically, he shouldn't really be like super weak and dying to a bunch of enemies very quickly. So I really hope that it's more of an action RPG and less of a Souls-like. And that's not me hating on Souls games, because I do like my Souls games, but the issue is I just have played so many recently, and we've had so many come out that I think we kind of need to like slow it down a little bit on the Souls-likes. I mean, we don't need, like, we just got Lies of P last year, and then we just got what was the other one? Lords of the Fallen that also came out last year. We got Rise of the Ronin that came out this year. We got Uttering Shout of the Erdtree that came out this year. And just in general, I don't need another Souls game. I'm sorry. I do like them, but I don't need another one right now. I could do for a little bit of a rest when it comes to that type of genre. So Black Myth Wukong not being as much of a Souls-like as I thought it would be is a good thing for me. It definitely seems maybe a little bit more in line with the God of War games. I'm not sure yet because I haven't seen enough to really like get that vibe from it. But from what I've heard, people are kind of comparing it to God of War in a way because of the way that the story is told and the world and the gameplay, you know. And that's cool and all, but I still need to see it instead of just hear it. I can't just take someone's word for it. I do need to see like actual like, you know, cutscenes myself, which they did release a 6-minute cutscene, but it wasn't like Wukong or anything. It was just these 4 women. I think it's called the Spider Demon or something in the book, which I did read, by the way. Not the whole book, but like I read like a summary of it, and definitely a very interesting story and a very cool story that they could definitely adapt to the video game genre very easily. But basically, they had one cutscene, and it was based on those characters. And it was a good cutscene, don't get me wrong. Like, it was a very well done cutscene. And I just hope that there's a lot of those in the game, at least enough to where there's a story actually being told, because I don't really want to play this game and have it be like a Souls-like, where the story isn't really there, and you're just kind of fighting enemies here and there. I do like my cinematic cutscenes and all that in my games, so I hope that's what they're going for in this one. But yeah, there's just a lot of green flags around this game right now. One of those is like the fact that the review embargo is being released 4 days before launch, which is always a good sign. Um, there are definitely bad signs when a review embargo is lifted, like the day of or the day before it launches. Usually that's kind of considered normal when it launches the day before. Some games are still fine even after that. But 4 days is a really good sign. One specific one that came out this year that had the review embargo release like almost the day of was Suicide Squad, and we all know how that went. I made 2 videos about it. I promise to never talk about it again, but I don't care. It's 2024, and I keep forgetting that that game came out this year, and just how abysmal it actually was. I think there's good things in the game, but I would have to say there is a lot wrong. A lot of bad things with this game too. So yeah, that game is an example of why Black Myth Wukong's review embargo being lifted is a good thing, because I would rather have a game release its reviews 4 days earlier than have a game release it a day before or the day of and have it turn out to be Suicide Squad and be an absolute disaster of a game. So that is a good sign. Another thing about Black Myth Wukong so far is just the, like, as I said before with the story thing, not specifically the cutscenes now, I just want to go in a little bit about the actual story of Wukong. After like diving into that a little bit and finding out like who Wukong is in the story, I definitely think that it's really cool that they're making a game about this character and the other characters that are in it as well. Some of them they revealed in the trailer that personally, after like hearing about what those characters are, I don't think that they should have revealed them in the trailer, but it makes sense why, because they're such like iconic figures. But I think that their presentation should have been saved for in the game. The specific one I'm thinking of right now is the dragon. That one is so cool. It looks so cool. The animations look so beautiful, and I just wish they kept that in the game and left it out of the review, because personally seeing that in the reviews, it's just a little bit sad, because I would have just wanted to be surprised when I get to it. But it's okay, because I'm sure there is some other stuff, and I have a feeling that there are some other stuff that we have yet to see in this game that is in the story, and these things could be very, very cool later on when we play them in the game. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. Another thing about Black Myth Wukong is the company that's actually making it is they're under controversy right now, but I can look past that for this game, and it is their first game, like actual game. They made mobile games before. This is the only like bad sign to me, I guess you could say. The only other game that's come out recently that had a mobile game developer at first and then launched a AAA game was Stellar Blade, and that was a decent game, but it wasn't absolutely incredible or anything. But I could definitely have seen that game getting the level of hype that Wukong did if it was presented the same way Wukong presented itself. So I still think there's potential for Wukong to disappoint, but I don't think it's as worrisome as it should be, because this game honestly just looks good overall. And so far, I'm just excited. I want to play it. I want to make a review as soon as I can afterwards. And I just want to like get my hands on the game, experience it. I heard a lot of good things from people that have played it. They say the gameplay is very smooth. The boss fights and everything are very, very good. They're very unique and very cool. So that's all good news. I still have yet to see like actual, like straight gameplay of it. You know, we've only gotten like a few boss fights and one cutscene, and we haven't really had like one person just playing the game and just going from point A to point B for 2 hours and then showing us like what you're actually doing in the game. But that could just be because they want to keep certain things under wraps, like maybe the story and like the other stuff that's going on. But in between each boss fight might be something that they're just trying to keep from the audience right now, so that when we get our hands on it, there will be more to experience and more that's like unique than like stuff we saw in the trailers. Because, you know, some of the boss fights are in the trailers, but there's still 80 bosses, so there could be a lot more, or like something. It's not 80, I don't think, but there's definitely a lot of bosses. So yeah. And one other thing that might be an issue for some people could just be the fact that there is only like 15 hours presumably for the game, which is fine for me, but some people don't like that, and I get that. So that could be one downside, but other than that, the game just overall looks pretty solid. As I said, already pre-ordered, so I will be playing it day one, and I will probably be talking about it as soon as I can afterwards. So with that, I'm just going to end the video. Adios.
Dark-furred, devious-natured, Hunting that guai is no simple task. You do have some skills, but this land bites.